So let's say that you're in overwhelmment and you want to keep the momentum going. So we want to say, which momentum? You want to go from overwhelmment to fear? No, I'm in overwhelmment. I don't want to go to fear. Well, so now give us some feeling places of things that feel like overwhelmment or better. Start with overwhelmment. Give us the feeling place. Give us an example of what's happening that you feel overwhelmed about.
My lack of clarity around finances.
All right, so you dug in and made it worse than it needs to be. You assigned blame to yourself. Where's blame? No, it's worse. It's worse. So you're in overwhelmment about more debt than money?
Yes, and wanting to earn in a way that feels more in alignment.
Well, now you're getting all sidetracked. You see how complicated it gets? It's like, not only do I feel overwhelmed because I don't have as much money as I want, but I don't want to even do the things that I could do that would make more money. And so now it gets all complicated. So let's just pick something with the intent. These are your words to us.
See, and this is when I want to take a nap.
This is really good. Yeah. We know because it's easier, but when you wake up, your vibration's where you last left it. And so it's good before you take the nap to leave it in a better place. And by deliberately focusing, you can move overwhelmment up the emotional scale rather than down the emotional scale. Your words to us were, I want to increase momentum. And we want to clarify to you that momentum can go feel better or feel worse, feel better or feel worse. And we know you mean, I want to increase the momentum to feel better, but you're not practiced at that. You know that story that we were telling you about the woman who was being really vague? And the audience was getting restless about it, but we really wanted the demonstration of what we were talking about. And so we let her go on for a while, and then we said, well, really, what is it that's bothering you? And suddenly, she was not vague. She got so very, very specific, it was just an incredible thing to see. We said, see how practiced you are on those words? You're so practiced on those words, you're just not practiced on the other. So the whole point is, you want to practice on the ones that feel better. And so what's happening to you is, there's not enough momentum to get you to want to practice on the ones that feel better. So you say, I think I'll take a nap so I at least don't make it worse. That's what's going on there. And to a point, that's a good thing. But after a while, you recognize it's not getting you anywhere. So start with overwhelmment, and let's start with the subject of wanting more money. And let's deliberately point with intention up. So what's more money about? If you had more money, if you had an extra $1,000 per week, what would you do with it? You have not practiced this at all. You've practiced overwhelmment, you've practiced fear, but you haven't practiced this at all. So if you had an extra $5,000 a month, what would you do? $5,000, what would you do?
Move to a new apartment.
Yeah. So you went right to it. I'd move to a place that I like better. If I had an extra $5,000 a month, I'd move to a place that I like better. Universe, are you hearing this? If I had an extra $5,000, I'd move to a place that I like better. Would $5,000 make a difference? Would $5,000 make a good difference? Yeah, and what would it bring you that you don't have? What is it that it would bring you that you don't have?
Some peace of mind.
Oh, that's vague. Peace of mind? Really? Really? Is there a drummer next door?
Well, there's PCH and loud cars on PCH.
Be more specific in a physical setting. If I had $5,000, an extra $5,000, I would move where? Where would you go? Generally.
Okay, see now I'm...
That's all right. That's all right. You haven't practiced it. You really have good shoes. Where would you go? Where would you go? If Esther had an extra $5,000, she'd get those shoes. So where would you go?
That's a good question. I need to look around.
So just generally, would you move closer to the water? Would you live in a house or an apartment? Do you want something with a yard, or do you want something that you don't have anything to do?
I want something...
What feels the best? What feels the best? What feels the best?
Something clean and...
Well, of course it'll be clean. Say that goes without saying. It can be clean no matter what it costs.
Light and airy.
Light and airy. So it's got windows. So are you looking out over something? Do you have a view?
Yes.
So you have a view, and what is the view? Is it green? Is it the ocean? Is it
ocean.
It a neighborhood? It's the ocean. How close to the ocean do you want to be? You've only got $5,000 extra. You want a view of the ocean, so you kind of want to be up. You want to be up so that you can look out. But you want to be close enough that you have the benefit of the temperature of the ocean, yeah? The temperature of the air that's around the ocean. Move inland. You don't have to go very far before it gets a lot hotter. Now, is it a duplex? Is it an apartment? Is it a house? What feels best to you? Where are you the happiest? Where do you feel the most free? Where do you get to do the most other plate spinning of the things that you like to do? Do you want something that has a lot of things for you to do? Do you want to take your own trash can to the curb? What are you looking at in terms of the way you will live? What does it feel like to live in this place that looks better and feels better? How else do you want to live in there?
Everything has a place, lots of storage.
Do you live by yourself?
Yes.
And so you can decide where you want to put things. Are they built-ins, or are they things that you're going to bring along with you with the extra money that you have? Do you want to move in, bring furniture put the things away? Or do you want something that has a lot of built-ins already? It's fun to buy furniture. Don't ever forget that. That's really fun to buy furniture. So it really doesn't matter. It's just going to have more cupboards, more drawers, more places to put things. And so what does that feel like? That gives you a feeling of what? When you go into a place that's orderly and it's clean and you know everything is, you have a sense of not just satisfaction, but a sense of clarity, a sense of ease, a sense of peace, because you're not digging and wondering where things are. You've got everything where you know where it is. That feels pretty good, doesn't it? So even though you didn't identify any place specific, this exercise caused you to get juices flowing, and we pulled all of it out of your vortex. It's all things that you've been thinking about and things that you spoke to us here. But you are at a different point of attraction with this short exercise of focusing than you've been in a long time. The way money and you, the relationship that you have with money, has changed. Now, it felt to you like you needed to do something about earning the money. No. You needed to do something about spending the money. You needed to do something about pointing the money, about focusing the money. Because when you focus money, and it feels good when you do it, you attract the money that you've focused. It's all part of the same thing. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody. You just need to express yourself in a way that feels good. And we held you pretty tight here because you wanted to lean a little bit explaining and a little bit justifying, which doesn't get you anywhere. So we kept getting you to focus and point. But do you get the sense of what we're talking about? So now you've moved in, you've got that, you've spent that money. It's $5,000 extra really well spent. It's really nice to be there. And now you've been there for a little while. And so now what's cooking within you? Now what do you want? Because you're not ever going to get it done. You will never be satisfied. There's going to be people that say, look where you live. You're still not satisfied. The answer to that is always not yet. Not yet, not today. There's always more. You're just going to keep pointing and the universe is going to keep yielding, and you're going to keep pointing and the universe is going to keep yielding. That is the way that it works, but it yields in the direction you point. If you point at not enough, that's the way the universe yields. If you point at living closer to the ocean, that's the way the universe yields. So now you've got that down. Now what? Now what? You've stabilized there. You're comfortable. Your place is really orderly and beautiful. You've gathered all of your favorite things around. You like people to come over and see you there. It feels really good to be there. You like to go home. You like to go home. You don't want to be there all the time. Where else do you want to be? Where else would you like to point that money? That money that you are summoning, that money that is sure, keep pointing it. Don't let it peter out. Don't let it slow down. Keep pointing it. Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what?
Membership at Lifetime Fitness with the executive special lockers.
Is it private enough for you? Do you like it because there's plenty of other people? Do you like the social aspect of that? Do you like the social aspect of that? And
I like the steam room.
So you like the facilities and you like the excellence of the facilities. What else it is about that makes it a place that you want to go? And the lifetime, in other words, ongoing, meaning I don't want to worry about where the money's coming from. It's just a sure thing that I'm going to go there. And I'm going to go there because these are the things that I like about it. What are they? They keep the equipment up to date. The newest and the latest and greatest is always in there.
A beautiful spa.
What else?
The classes and instructors I like.
I like the involvement. I like the people. I like the integration. I like the expansion that I feel. I like my body responding to my intention. I like the support that I have with the people that are there. It's fun to be with others that are doing a lot of the same thing. It's fun to form some friendships about that.
I think I might actually just put the steam room in my bathroom now and then do Pilates with a private instructor.
Since you are unlimited, you can have it any way you want. And you can start it one way and then choose it another way. You can get into that place near the ocean and realize that you're not close enough. Or you can get there and realize that maybe you'd like your feet on the ground and maybe you'd like a little bungalow where you've got your own garden or something. You can keep changing it. The universe will keep yielding to you. But all you have to do is make sure you've got the juices flowing and that you're not caught up in shortage consciousness or in defensive consciousness. You don't have to explain to the universe. Sometimes people will say, I want more money and I want to win the lottery. And if I win the lottery, I would share it with a lot of people in need. And right then is when it goes, because they're trying to justify. They don't feel that they get to have it to express it. It's like they think that they need to justify to someone why they're getting it. There's no one to explain any of this to except yourself. In other words, I desire it but doesn't bring it, but I desire it and does. I desire this and I desire this and I desire this. Sometimes people about this point yell out or think big strong thoughts with their mind. Abraham, you're teaching selfishness, and we say we do it deliberately. Yes, we are, because you only have perspective of self. Everything is about self-interest. Everything is about self-interest because your point of attraction insists that it must be, you see. And so all these straw men that everyone keeps throwing up, the reason that I didn't have enough money and I didn't have enough education and I didn't inherit anything and I didn't have good mentorship and all these excuses that people use, none of them are true. It's just that I wanted and doubted. I wanted and doubted, or I wanted and judged, or I wanted and felt bad about it. But when you just want clearly, and when that's boring, then want something different and just keep priming that pump. Then start pointing out the easy existing matches, the things about where you live now that sort of match some of that. What happens is the momentum is already going. You're going to see the difference. Something's going to happen, and it's going to happen almost immediately. And when it does, you're going to know for sure that it came in direct relationship to this conversation that we just had. A lot of you, the same thing. A lot of you just tuned into something that you haven't tuned in before. Your expectations shifted just enough that something is going to be not just a little bit, but significantly different in your experience. And when it happens, connect those dots and say, I know when that happened. I felt it move within me. I felt different about money than I had felt about money before. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. We're not kidding you even a little bit. And there's no ending. Then it can be 5,000, and then it can be 50,000, and then it can be 500,000. In other words, the universe doesn't care what the amount that you ask for is. You just can't block it with your own shortage consciousness. You're the only one asking, and you're the only one blocking. You're the only one asking and you're the only one blocking. You're the only one in your way. And everybody's doing a lot of the same things because it's not normal, Abraham. What you're talking about is not normal. Well, it could be if just a few more people understood that the law of attraction is about your point of attraction and your point of attraction is about your focus, and your focus changed. We kind of insisted that it did because we know what you're asking for. We know where your inner being is. We know what's possible. And that's the only way that we're ever going to see you. We are never going to see you as you tried to describe yourself to us. We're only going to see you as we described yourself to you through the lens of your inner being. That's how this works, you see. Now, it'd be nice if this was a movie. We could just fast forward to the next scene and you could watch her moving in and you could feel all excited and happy about it. And you could say, oh, she bought furniture. She didn't have enough built-ins. And then you could say, and she didn't put the steam room in because it would never satisfy her. She's got the membership at that place. And she's popular over there because she's so damn cute and everybody likes to be there. And what a fun place this is. Can't you just write that movie for her? Can't you just see it and feel it? Because they don't have any resistance about you. And the fact that they're all sort of tuned in on it, in other words, they get to flow those thoughts. You don't need their bags of marbles, but they sure don't hurt.
I receive. Thank you.
So in far less than 10 years from now, you're going to come back and explain to us what happened next.